Hey there, good afternoon, wherever you are in the country today. Hello, I'm Ginger Bratzel, and I'm with you. We're going to do the 3 benefits of a marketing calendar, and I can't be happier than a pea in a pod to have you with us this afternoon. Now, some of you who might have logged on Facebook, we've already put it on our Facebook page. For some reason, Facebook's not linking to the live broadcast today, so we posted the YouTube link. That's why we're broadcasting in 2 places, same presentation in 2 places. And then we will put the replay up in Facebook later on today. But I wanted to make sure you had that because that's your way of getting questions to us and interacting with us as we broadcast this today. And so thank you for the comments that have come in, the questions that have come in as we've been putting this together. So this week, it's all about marketing calendars. We're doing 2 live trainings on it. And instead of making one big, huge, long training, I broke it into 2 separate trainings, 2 separate topics, all related going back to that marketing calendar and getting you ready for 2022 and making things happen. And this is something that's going to carry you through long beyond 2022. This is something that once you get it down, it's going to feed you for year after year after year. And so making that happen. So again, I'm Ginger Bratzel. I work with service-based providers, healthcare providers, and small business owners on getting and keeping more customers. And part of that is getting your message out there. You guys are fantastic in your services and your skills and your caring. But unless somebody knows about it, you don't get to have the opportunity to serve more people. So that's what we do, is help you do that. And one of the biggest things we'd always get onto is, people ask me marketing questions. Actually, they don't say marketing. They said, how do I get more people, or need to get a bunch of people on the schedule right away? And what marketing is a tool to serve that message. It's not something you do to somebody, it's something you do for someone, and it's connecting their wants, their needs, their desires into the service that you provide. So they're not looking for a dentist, they're looking for someone who can take care of a toothache or give them the smile they want. They're not looking for a financial planner, they're looking for someone to handle their retirement. So all of those things come in. So depending on what service you are, we have to go back to that level. And so we'll talk about that as we go through this series, and also, about the upcoming events coming in and sharing that with you. But I just wanted to get everyone on board and share this with you and say, hey, glad to have you here. I'm going to take a drink of water. I'm already thirsty. I went on vacation last week with my family to see, I'm trying to do it, this guy, Mickey Mouse. So we were at Disneyland, and I have been thirsty since then. It was so dry. And doing 25,000 steps a day gets you a little bit exhausted and a lot of bit of dehydrated. That's the phrase, dehydrated. But it's great to be back with you this week. And we had planned this intensive this week for these free trainings and putting it out there and sharing them with the world, because we want you to be able to have it. So like I said, we're going to keep these bite-sized, and I'm going to get really rolling here with the content. If you have questions, put them in the chat. If you're on Facebook, you're watching, looks like everything's going to be tied to YouTube today. And then, of course, we'll have that replay available. But I'm just getting there where I can share with you. There we go. Ta-da, little me on the side and big there. The benefits of a marketing calendar. And so, again, this is part 1 of marketing calendar training, and we'll have part 2 on Thursday, same time. Hopefully Facebook plays along with us, and we will broadcast on Facebook and YouTube just to cover our bases. And so I was on the trip, and I wrote all these great notes for you about this training and what I wanted to do. So, what is the benefit of a marketing calendar? I broke it down into 3 components for you. I think this is easiest to do it because people don't think about a marketing calendar until it's too late, or it's something that seems so hard to do. So why bother? It's kind of like organizing my closet. I don't want to do all that work. And it really isn't that difficulty. And it behooves you to do it because it makes your life easier. It really, number one, it just takes the pressure off of you. If you have a slow month and you're trying to come up with something to do, or an idea, or trying to make motions, you're so busy working on what you're trained to do, it's hard to switch to that gear. So by marketing calendar, you are preemptively planning for what needs to go. And you have the power. You don't have to worry what you're going to do next month or next week or 6 months from now, because it's already set out. Now, it's not in stone. We can alter it as things happen. With COVID, we switched things up and what needed to do. But, for the most part, it builds a framework that supports you going through and supports your marketing efforts and making it happen. When you force something and you're really under the gun, nothing really good comes out of it. It's hard to achieve that. It's hard to come up with an idea when you're being rushed. We all feel that pressure. Nobody likes that. My kids want me to make a decision like right then and there. I'm like, mom needs to think about it. So it kind of just takes the stress off of you and making it happen. So that's one thing I really think is powerful about taking the pressure off. And, if we plan it, we have a plan to take the pressure off. We plan what we need to before to get ready for it. So, we're in November, I can be thinking about January now without any pressure. And then when January comes, I have a plan in place there because it was on my calendar. And then after January, let's say February and March, I have information from January that's going to help me into those months. So it gives me the ability to evaluate at each stage. And if I see something that's really working well, I'm going to say, you know what, how can I make that better? How can I make that bigger? How can I blow it up? Maybe how can I use that again in another form? Or, where can I put it in the calendar again? So if it's planned out, I'm not having to rush this off. It gives me that power to just know what's going to happen and have a lot more control of the situation. When we do a marketing thing, or we do a marketing event or a promotion, we do something we call a Groundhog Day afterwards, where we just sit down and evaluate it. And we quickly think, what went great about it? What we liked about it? We always start with that. What we don't like about it, because sometimes, like today, I'm like, Facebook's not playing nice. I'll talk about that when we thought I'll go back and evaluate this. But, sometimes a lot of it is what we didn't get to because we didn't have enough time. So, for instance, I have a client who volunteers her time. She's a veteran herself, and she does veteran dentistry. And I'm sure a lot of people, you guys have associations with veteran associations. I find a lot of our clients do. But it rushes up, here's the date. And all of a sudden she didn't have enough time to get the information out. She didn't, there's other organizations that after the fact that would like to be paired up with it and help and support her. It's like, we can provide food for the veterans. We can do care packages for them. We'd like to do promotional material. We offset the cost to be associated with you, but you can't do that after it's over. And so it's on the calendar for the next one. And that's why it's so valuable to know it's coming up that date. We need to start planning and ask for those things again. So that's really part of it. And then the other thing is I find when you're at that last minute, when it takes the pressure off, people get confused that a creative person can come up spontaneously. And I know very few people who are that way. Creative people have a Rolodex in their head of inspiration. So when I go sit down to make a marketing campaign, I have other marketing I have on file, or I look at things that worked in the past that trigger my memory. Creativity comes from some core. And that's what this marketing calendar does. It doesn't make you have to come up with magic tricks and just pull stuff out of the hat, because nobody can. So you have former information to look at and swipes and ideas to get there. So it's not solved in just a second. You have that built up. So I think that's what the real power, when we talk about taking the pressure off and making it a lot easier for you and carrying it forward. Another thing about a marketing calendar I think is really beneficial too, is it gets you off the roller coaster. It abilifies you the ability to ability. That's a fancy sentence. Did you hear that? To pace yourself. So this is what I tell about everybody about the end of the year. Everyone's rushing to December. And I'm like, what happened to September, October, November? There was things you could be doing in those months. And there's other times of the year, the same thing. So it gets you off the roller coaster where you are put in a position where you have to come up with results in a month when you can be steadily growing each month and create momentum and doing that. Again, I've been on a roller coaster. It was fun to ride it for those 3 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever, but I could not sustain a lifestyle on a roller coaster. None of us could. So, some people thrive on adversity And some people get in the habit of putting themselves in adversity because that's the only way they'll get things done. And that's not very healthy for your heart, your health, your business to do that. So don't get yourself behind the 8 ball on that. You're making it happen. Nobody wants high months and low months. We would like to be able to predictably know what's going to happen the next month and not hope what's going to happen the next month, because we would have that. So, with marketing in place, it takes a little bit of time and momentum. If you're slow in September, we need to be talking not September 1st. August is kind of putting it late, but planning in June, July, what needs to happen in those months to build up the momentum in August to carry you through in September. And it's not difficult when you put a little effort into it. It's if I wanted to lose 10 pounds to be in a dress by tonight, that's not really plausible. And so when it comes to our business, it's the same situation. We need a little bit of ramp up time to do it. So it keeps you on a better pace. It doesn't stress your teams out, doesn't stress you out. When you're trying to make financial decisions, you have a better information. So marketing is very powerful in giving you that flexibility towards other things in your life. And then another thing, I think number 3, I'll give you a hint. I also have some bonus ones. How's that? I couldn't just limit it to 3, but is to build templates that you can use again and again. So again, I told you how we will go through and look what's working so we can rework what's working. If something worked at a certain format, I might be able to tweak it with a different theme for next month, or I can run it again. Something worked really good in January. I can put it back in the schedule in July and run it again because I had that planned out and making that happen. So, since we're watching things, we see the accountability, we have all those things in place. Some things we'll do on a quarterly basis, and we can run them every 3 months because they work really effectively, and we can roll that out. And they still look fresh and they still make things happen because it's part of that calendar. Yearly, we can look at something we did last January. If it worked well, why not do it again the next January? Because we looked at it and said what worked, what didn't work, and what we meant to add to it. We can up it and make it better the next time. It's just like my client who does free dental care for veterans and works with them. What worked great about it last year? Well, let's take time and evaluate it and see what we can do for this year, making it happen. What didn't work, you can get it off your calendar too. That's sometimes just as valuable in making that happen. It's creating stability, because when you have a starting point and that works, we'll run it again, we'll tweak it, and it gives us more flexibility in that creative juice, that muscle I told you about. I'm trying to find, put my muscle in there. There's my muscle. That creative muscle goes farther, and you're not stretched out as far as what you're trying to think of. And so, I thought also this bonus one, I think is really effective too, is when you have marketing going on a regular basis, it's like being a plate spinner. Once you get the first one going and it's going really well, you think, well, you know what? I only used to be able to spin one plate, but hey, I can do 2. So when you have it going on a marketing calendar, you can actually do more marketing when you need to. And it gives you flexibility. So you have your core marketing, and then you can spend some time on systems that will take you and get you better performance. You can add certain things to it at certain times of the year, of something that's timely that you can take action on. You can put it into the rotation and make it happen. So it gives you more flexibility. But if you're doing nothing, you don't have a marketing calendar, it's really hard to spin 2 plates at once because you don't have that built up. When we work with clients, we start with one thing, and at the beginning in their heads, before they start it, they have this impression, an unrealistic impression, like this is going to be hard, until they do it. And they're like, well, this is easy. Okay, I'm gonna give you another plate and make it spin. So they got this much results out of this one. Now we've added that on, and we've got that much out of that result, and just keeps it going. So when we look at marketing, and I look at a calendar, marketing calendar should not be based on knee-jerk reactions. So the schedule's low, I've got to do something fast. That's panic. You're never going to succeed in those situations, and it's not very much fun. So the trick to solving those situations is not getting to those situations. And then the other thing is, I find too often people buy shiny objects. They go to conventions, they talk to a salesman, they went to some friend that had this gizmo gadget and they don't really even need it. And they're like, well, I want to throw it in there. So, your marketing calendar is not to throw stuff in there. It's got to have a reason. It's got to have results. It's got to be trackable. And if we're going to put it in right this second, then I say, hey, wait, maybe this is not the time to take action on it. Let's look in the calendar and see where we have room for that. Let's see what we can do to scale this and test it a little bit first before rolling it out is really effective. So, and making that happen. So, when it comes to marketing, when you're better prepared and you have better information, you'll get better things out of it, making it happen. Motorcycle just went by. This is live, people. This is live. So, I want you to have that stability. And so, that was what my purpose was, is just sharing you the benefits of marketing calendar to make this a bite-sized and approachable approach to doing it. So you're not so overwhelmed. And, part of a marketing calendar is putting a marketing calendar together. That's always a question, like, what should go on my calendar? What's appropriate for us? Got some ideas. I need some inspiration, Ginger. Can you tell me what other people are doing? Can you tell me what's working right now? So, if you're the type that wants to get more information on this and dig deeper, and a lot of you are, because you've reached out already and asked these questions, we're doing something special for the end of the year. And it's part of a bigger project we're putting on our calendar to give back to the community and share. So we're doing a Build Your Marketing Calendar workshop. It's going to be December 3rd. It's a Friday, and it starts at 10 a.m. Central Time in the morning. It's going to be virtual, and it goes up to 1 p.m., where you get the help with your marketing. You get some inspiration. You get some ideas. What should I do in January, Ginger? What should I do in April? I don't know what to do. Where you get those that help on there, and I break it down and what we do with our clients and how we put it into a system for them. What to do it. And what's special about this marketing workshop is something special we're doing. We're doing it as a fundraiser for something that's very important in our community, and that's called the Sharing Tree. It's a fundraiser for the Sharing Tree, which is a nonprofit organization that helps people that just kind of fall between the cracks and not getting help. And I always, when I talk about Sharing Tree, I just want to talk about how I became involved with Sharing Tree. And what struck me about Sharing Tree so much was a story of a young man named Martin, who went to high school with my son, the kid that everyone saw and really didn't pay attention to. And, Martin was not on anyone's radar, and he didn't want to be on anyone's radar, but his family was struggling. And we had found out right before Christmas time, and the Sharing Tree was helpful enough to help us make sure that his family had a great Christmas, but carried on, because they were struggling month to month. And Martin, all Martin wanted for Christmas, when the counselor pulled him aside and found out what was going on, he's like, Martin, if we could do anything for your family, what do you think would be beneficial? And Martin, for Christmas, said he wanted toothpaste, because they didn't have that, and some soap. And I'm like, some kid deserves more than that. Every child deserves more than that for Christmas. And, Martin, we'll get you toothpaste, we'll get you soap, we're going to get you groceries, we're going to get whatever we need for him and his two sisters and his mom, and making that happen. And the Sharing Tree was an organization that helped us facilitate all that. And I said, if I can do anything to give back to them, for them helping Martin in this situation, and the thousands of Martin's families out there, and making it happen, we're doing that. So the proceeds for the registration for this workshop, so I'm donating my time as a fundraiser. We're going to be raising funds for them to fund their community projects, not just for Christmas, but beyond, and the rest of the year for the calendar. And the one thing I know about people I work with, the people who listen, you're a care provider because you care. You're a service provider because you were meant to serve. And so if I can give you something to benefit your business, and you can participate in, and this organization can benefit from that association, we're going to do it. So part of this workshop, we're going to be building marketing calendars for you. We're going to do it together as an exercise. I'm going to go through in this training and work it out. But, first of all, you need inspiration. You need those thousands of swipes that I have all over. So we're going to be pulling examples out and getting you excited and telling you ways to apply this, how to use it and to model it. and to put it into your business. So I'm going to give you model ideas and examples and inspiration to making that happen. We're also going to talk about internal marketing and external marketing. A lot of people do one or the other. I'll tell you, external marketing is more expensive than internal marketing. And then the other thing is internal marketing are people that you already have and you've already paid for. So why aren't we going to leverage that? So we can talk about how we can tie those two together and, come up with ideas that facilitate both of them, how to tweak it, how to roll it out, how to use that internal marketing force, your unpaid sales force is what we call them, your existing customers and clients and patients, to help you get more people and bring them in. So we talk about that in the marketing. So that's one of the things we're going to be covering in this workshop on December 3rd. We're also going to be building actual calendars for the whole year. So you won't have to say, what do I need to do in February? I was all excited when Ginger did that in December, but I forgot time February. We're going to have something on that calendar. You're going to have that to get you inspired. And we're going to go through some samples and we're going to share some ideas and inspirations to go through and how to facilitate that and put that out. And then the other thing is we're going to talk about leveraging your marketing. So, again, creativity is hard to come up with. So how you can take one idea and turn it into 2 or maybe 5, or what about 11 different ways, excuse me, my dry throat here, to apply that in your marketplace to get it out there. Because, most people concentrate on one and then they drop it and they go to another. No, we're going to get you everywhere you need to be to share your message so you can help more people and serve more people in your community with what you do. So it's the Build Your Marketing Calendar workshop, again, coming up on December 3rd. We'll start at 10 a.m. Central. So Pacific time, it'll be 8 a.m. and then Eastern time, you'll be 11. So we can get it in there. It's going to be about a half day workshop, but lots of hands-on, a lot of handouts, just giving you what you need to get through. So all the information, a lot of details about it and getting involved with it and the registration, it's all on my page. And since we're doing it for the sharing tree, we called it the sharing page. So it's at gingerbratzel.com/sharing. And it has the details about this and the registration and all the other stuff. Now, the one thing I haven't covered was the cost, right? Well, it's only $97 to attend for your office to attend. So you get one login and you can have 2 people there or 3 people or 20 from your office participating in it as we go through it. You know what? A lot of our offices, and I'll tell you right now, we tell them we'll do that workshop. We tell them to plan a whole day. So we'll work with you in that first half of the day, and then you get a lunch break. And then you come back and you guys work together and fill in the blanks and say how you're going to apply it, because it's all fresh in your head. When we do workshops, we'll break off. We'll have teaching time and we'll have actually implementation time. So that's what, we tell people to get the most of it. You might not have the time that day, so you'll do it another week where you go through and your implementation. But we've done the hard work and the foundation there. Now, so you'll get all that as part of it. We've given also an opportunity to serve and give the sharing tree even more and giving you more access to getting help. So if you want more help on that marketing calendar after the event's over, we have an opportunity, we call it plus level, where you can up level. So we would work just with your office. We do one session with just your office, and we actually, it's me and my team, and getting that together. It's a $500 additional bonus, so it'd be $597 total. Again, it goes to a good cause, but you're going to get VIP access to work on your projects and your marketing calendar to get it through, because I don't want you to leave any stones unturned. So again, this is again on my page. Since it's going to the sharing tree, we called it the sharing page. And so it's gingerbratzel.com/sharing. We're going to do another training on Tuesday, so 2 days from now, and it's going to be 5 non-negotiables, the essentials that need to go into your marketing piece, and it's going to be part of that marketing calendar, because without those, we don't get the conversion that we'd like. So I will be sharing that too. So, the registration is open for the workshop. We're going to be getting people registered on Thursday. I mean, you can register tonight, you can register tomorrow. You don't have to wait for just when we're live to get on here and be part of this program and be able to help somebody and make it really make a difference in someone's life. because that's what you guys do. You're great at doing that. So that is our training for today. You got your 3 basic components, and I gave you a bonus, your 3 benefits and a component, and then we'll see the 5 essentials that need to go into your marketing calendar, your marketing components on Thursday. So I will send you out a reminder. If you're watching this on the replay, join us for the workshop. We're really excited to have you part of this. We're really gonna make a big difference in the world and help a lot of people. So little gift, big reward for you and a big reward for somebody else. I will see you on Thursday. Take care. It's Ginger signing off for today. Bye.